Welcome, everyone. I'm Tracy Fitzpatrick, and I'll be your moderator today. Thank you so much for joining us here at Netcom Learning, a market leader in promoting lifelong learning, training, and talent development solutions. We are very excited to host today's event, Navigating AI, Transforming Executive Roles for the Future. Presenting today's topic is Gino Joseph. Gino is a Microsoft certified trainer with over 6 years of experience in the technical field. Gino's expertise is in Microsoft Azure, Power Platform, and data science technologies. He has successfully delivered numerous corporate trainings to date and consulting assignments for various clients across the globe. Please bear in mind that this is an overview of a very robust topic. We offer a collection of technical and business courses that can be tailored to your specific requirements. If you are interested in a further discussion, you can make an appointment with our learning consultants through our website at netcomlearning.com. Today's session is also being recorded, so you'll get free access to the recording in the next 24 hours via email. Netcom Learning helps customers build innovative learning organizations by achieving a smarter workforce, adapting to change, and driving growth. We do this with a broad catalog of offerings, developing customized learning plans, and our global delivery capabilities. Since 1998, we have been empowering organizations with our managed learning services to help them reach optimal performance results and address challenges. We do have 9 practice areas in which we specialize. They encompass people, process, and technology training. Today's presentation is from the Business and Leadership Practice Area. Netcom Learning offers a comprehensive training portfolio of courses for the topic being covered today. Our upcoming classes include various trainings on the given courses. You can also access a variety of marketing assets, such as the free training and blogs, by clicking on the available event handout. These offerings can be found with a simple search on our website at netcomlearning.com. Today's session is crafted to empower executives with essential insights needed to thrive in the rapidly evolving landscape of artificial intelligence. As leaders in your respective fields, you will gain a deep understanding of how AI is reshaping executive roles and the strategic implications for your organizations. And now I would like to give you a quick overview of the logistics before we get started. To begin with, you do have the option to view in full screen by clicking on the full screen button on the right side of the GoToWebinar viewer. Simply hit the escape key to exit the full screen. Everyone has been muted except for our presenters. Feel free to submit any questions you have for the presenters here in the questions pane, and we will address them at the end of the session. And to get the best out of today's events, we've included the slides, courses we talk about, and marketing assets in the handout section of your GoToWebinar viewer. You may refer to them at any time to get a better understanding of today's topic. And we do realize that some of you may have to leave early and want to let you know that as you do leave the session today, you will be presented with a short survey. We would like to request for you to take a quick moment to participate in that survey. Your feedback really helps us understand your learning experience and improve our future sessions for you. The survey answers are measured on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 representing outstanding and 1 representing poor. And now I'd like to pass this over to our trainer to present today's topic. Hey, Gino, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Tracy, for that wonderful introduction and the walkthrough. All right, everyone, a very warm welcome to one and all for this interesting, exciting masterclass on navigating AI, transforming executive roles for the future. Let me quickly introduce myself and probably from there, all right, we get into introduction of the entire content. Myself, Chino Joseph, I'm a technical trainer working here in AI certs, and I come with 7+ years of experience into the domain of training. I predominantly deal with technologies with respect to that of AI, data sciences, ML. So yes, really excited in terms of taking you through the benefits of AI, how it really shapes, say, corporate rules when it comes to transforming the way in which traditionally you would have worked, maybe the various tools, okay, how the interactions, and so on, so to be discussed accordingly. So as we proceed further, it's going to be a very interesting, say, session in terms of maybe making you understand a very quick basic foundation of what AI is. Again, I'm not going to get into the mathematics. I'm not going to get into the in-depth, but yes, we will try to have, say, a definition-based, say, explanation of artificial intelligence, certain terminologies, because definitely as executives, as professionals, you are going to be making use of AI, right? So it's very important that you know you have an understanding about artificial intelligence, very core concepts importantly. So we will discuss that in the first facet, maybe one or two slides on that, and then really I know that you all would be interested in terms of understanding what AI has to offer on various roles. Maybe you are into project management, you are into product development, or maybe you are into customer facing roles. Definitely we will try to discuss some of, maybe say, some ideations is what I want to suggest to you all when it comes to artificial intelligence. All right, and to interact with, say, various tools, or maybe say AI, especially on the NLP front, there is an important need for having, say, understanding above, say, prompt engineering, or maybe the prompts that you supply when it comes to interacting with your AI tools. So we will see that in the second facet when it comes to understanding AI tools. Okay, certain tools, like I'll take some scenarios with respect to that of Chat GPT. Okay, that's the demonstration that I really wanted to showcase. And that's where we'll talk about some ideation. Some of you might be aware, but yes, very interesting things to look onto. We will also talk about, say, particularly about, say, certain ways in which how your AI really helps in terms of efficient project management, for product development, how really AI helps. Okay, for customer facing roles, how AI empowers you. All right. And then we will also see that, say, we will end up, or we will come towards the part of understanding blockchain. Again, just say in slices, because it's a limited bandwidth that we have in this place, right? Within the 2 hour, or maybe 1.5 hours that's there. So we'll try to really identify these facets, and then probably we will end up close out with in terms of any pertaining questions from your side in terms of the delivery that's going to be delivered here. So let's very quickly get into discussing about artificial intelligence, and I'm pretty much sure you all have a whole lot of an understanding when it comes to AI. Maybe your smart watches, maybe your autonomous vehicles, your smart cameras that you see being installed on your particular, say, roads, maybe your chat GPT, your co-pilot. Um, you see that AI is definitely shaping things up accordingly. And as you see here, okay, with AI, you will see that the world is embracing to accept, okay, to make a handshake, as you will see that AI is definitely going to be the part of your life for sure in the future. Maybe the coming generations definitely are going to be playing around with artificial intelligence on to the next level. And it becomes very important that we stay up to date when it comes to AI and its technologies for the matter being. So that's why we discuss, all right, in the best possible manner, try to capture insights about AI and really help make use of artificial intelligence to execute our day-to-day business transactions, maybe, or say business processes as such around there. Again, on the diversified role that you can belong into. So let's try to quickly, maybe let me help you by understanding what artificial intelligence is all about. Okay, and what really artificial intelligence tries to say address. because many of you might have a question here. Is it about maybe some kind of a complex robotic machine which will do everything, and maybe it's going to be replacing us or maybe as such around there? Let me try to clear cut that and maybe say help you in terms of understanding AI and how definitely say maybe learning these kind of tools as a trainer, say bringing you into the insights of what these capabilities are so that you can interact with the AI tool on your day-to-day work for that matter. So let's quickly get started. All right, here. All right. Let me try to give you an understanding of artificial intelligence. So when we talk about artificial intelligence, we, as a term suggests, artificial intelligence. Intelligence is something that you acquire or that's something that you get trained upon. So we are talking about an intelligence that can be integrated, that can be, say, embedded to existing systems, your software applications as such, so that they are being artificially trained to perform in a specific way. So when we say to perform in a specific way, the question arises, what kind of a performance are we looking at? And that's where you need to understand that, all right, literally your computer systems have been always been challenged with respect to the tasks that we humans have been doing it. And for the past 60, 70 years, maybe say the 7 decades to be frank about, there has been an insane amount of research that has gone into the domain of artificial intelligence, where a need for efficient systems that can mimic human capabilities has been going upon, all the way from the 1950s till where we stand in the year 2024, for that matter being. So you will see that computer systems are going to be trained, equipped, all right, in terms of acquiring an intelligence with respect to the input data, so that, okay, it tries to combine various forms of intelligence, knowledge, maybe comes with reasoning capabilities, thought capabilities, cognitive capabilities, and so on, so for that matter. So you will see that, okay, by enforcing, coming in, bringing in together various technologies, various capabilities, artificial intelligence really tries to address for that matter. And whenever AI or whenever we talk about a system that tries to mimic this kind of a technology, understand that, or this kind of a particular scenario, it's trying to simulate human intelligence for that matter. For example, how we see things, right? We see things, we just not only see, but rather we look at things and we understand what we see. We understand the color, we try to make sense out of it. We speak. When we speak, it's not just exchange of certain languages, but rather exchange of ideas taking place, right? So how can we train systems on those levels is what AI tries to address as we develop complex systems, of course, addressing those areas where artificial intelligence can be deployed into for that matter. So as we talk about AI, you will see you will, as executives, as professionals, you are going to be bombarded with a lot of terminologies. And let me put you on reminder here, or maybe say put you on say caution note here that all these terminologies are going to be there, and you will have to stay. Be at least thorough with what they really represent, because not everybody is going to be a developer, not everybody is going to developing AI systems. But yes, as you start, as you embrace AI, it's very important that, okay, you understand what all these concepts really, really represent as a matter of fact. For example, we have machine learning. The name suggests machine learning. It's that process into which you put your machines into a systemic process of training things accordingly, where a machine can be trained from the data by applying a series of steps accordingly. So your machine learning really, really tries to identify, put your systems to train from the data, identify the correlations in the data, and come out with that of a predictive model, a model that is capable of making predictions as such around there. Then you have neural networks. All right, neural networks is that again a domain of artificial intelligence. All right, a subsection definitely of your machine learning, where your computers, your machine systems tries to mimic, all right, the way in which human brains function. So when we talk about AI, again, it's highly conceptual, but again, I'm not going to get into that. But yes, there are some building blocks when it comes to all these concepts, which are mathematically rooted, which are statistically rooted. on the programming front, okay, and so and so. But yes, your computers can be made or can be trained in such a way that okay, they mimic the working of like how your brains transfer stimuli, all right, so that it can capture responses, and that's what your neural networks does. So this is one of the core technologies that we use or that gets used when it comes to say like your computer vision capabilities as such are on there. There are algorithms on that level, like what we call it as the CNN, the RNN, that is your convolutional neural networks, your recurrent neural networks as such. Then we have NLP, which I'm pretty much sure you all would have used in your day-to-day life, especially with the kind of say the buzz and maybe say the kind of say the interest that has been developed when it comes to tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, Cloud, Gemini, and so and so. You will see that NLP is really, really gonna be really very, very interesting and a powerful way of interacting with AI systems. So what happens with an NLP is that your NLP will allow you with that capability of interacting with your AI systems with your speech or maybe a text-based modality. And what really NLP brings onto the table is that it brings onto the table of or maybe the capability of AI is with respect to understanding your text-based inputs, your speech-based input. So you interact with your systems via speech. Maybe you would have seen that, right? Maybe your Siri, maybe your Cortana, maybe your Bing, maybe say there are some handheld devices that are available which really understands your voice command. So when you supply a voice-based command, it knows what it needs to do simply because of NLP. Nowadays, you have systems where you can maybe say send text and it understands what you're trying to say. It's just an application of NLP coming into role play where you can interact with advanced complex systems, all right, making use of artificial intelligence as you supply text based, speech based inputs. And systems have been trained on large data in such a way, which we call it as the language model, where they understand what is to be made sense out of it for that matter. Computer vision is that capability of AI where, say, for example, nowadays, all right, whenever you want to diagnose a patient, all right, or maybe say whenever, say, an image has been captured around there. In those scenarios, of course, systems can be trained in such a way that it captures vision-based inputs, all right, and definitely extracts the meaning out of it. Where maybe you want to diagnose what category a particular disease belongs to, all right, or maybe given a picture, what does it depict? What is the object that has been detected? Okay, to what taxonomy, what classification is what that you want to put into. It's all very much possible with computer vision. So your computer vision enables computer systems to see things, all right, like how we all have been. So we as humans, maybe what would have happened from the young age, maybe when you look at a tree, when you look at particularly say maybe a elephant, like your parents would have said, right, hey, this is an elephant. Okay, look, it has a trunk, right? A long tail, made huge and say gigantic in its size. So any a time you see an animal of that size or shape, all right, your brain tries to correlate on that. Same manner, okay, your systems can be fed with data, image-based data, and they can be trained very specifically to make sense out of the image-based data. Maybe detecting things, all right, locating people, maybe certain features, attributes, and so and so. Then you have deep learning. All right, your deep learning is again a part of maybe a subsection of your machine learning. As the name suggests, it gets into the depth very specifically, identifying intrinsic attributes via which machines can learn from them. Then you have reinforcement learning, something that has been deployed into particularly into the games, all right, where systems can learn from the environment, or maybe it can adapt, all right, and then come up with the right way of maybe interacting, or maybe say generating responses. And of course, all these what I discuss is the various say core technical aspects, but yes, very interestingly, to bind all these various technology, there are bunch of more of this, all right, that would have been discussed. But yes, this is something that I thought very important for you to understand. You also have something called as AI ethics, okay, which really binds all these technical aspects. Because all these technical terminologies that we discuss here come with intense or say immense potential and responsibilities that has to be bestowed upon. because we need to have systems, we need to have, say, solutions that really benefits the society and that has been used in a responsible manner. So what AI ethics really tries to address in this context is that, okay, it points towards, it ensures towards having robust, responsible systems, okay, through certain guardrails, through certain checkpoints, okay, through certain principles as such around it. For example, when we talk about AI ethics, we talk about responsible AI, which says that your AI systems are supposed to be fair. Okay, that is, it should not take any biased decisions based upon age, maybe gender, maybe ethnicity. We also talk about, say, AI systems that needs to be transparent, okay, which we call in terms of explainable AI, because it has to be made understood to everyone how AI systems are arriving at conclusions. We also, there is a need for having AI systems that are, say, reliable and safe, okay, which has been tested very well, which safeguards the life of the people who are using and the society for that matter being. There is also a need for having AI systems that are systems had to be put into the bracket of accountability in terms of societal or maybe on the ethical front for that matter. So maybe teams, developers, okay, organizations, say governments, they put in place the right laws when it comes to ensuring accountability with respect to AI systems for that matter being. You have privacy because you're going to deal with humans, all right. You don't want to have your sensitive information falling into the third party hands. So that's your privacy part for that matter being. So when you look at in its totality, okay, you will see that AI ethics really ensures that the safe usage of artificial intelligence is being deployed as humans, societies, governments, nations start to deploy artificial intelligence across various domains, various spheres, taking things to the next level. And very importantly, as professionals, as executives, as you see are a part of this particular masterclass here today, you will be coming up with, say, you will be challenged with respect to interacting with a bunch of AI tools, definitely as the days proceed further ahead. And the only way that you can take care of things is that, of course, you will have to say, understand that, okay, it's not going to be an escape that you're looking at, but rather you'll have to embrace it and maybe see, understand how you can interact with that, especially in the latest is what we have with respect to the NLP applications. So in the context of NLP applications, more see you need to understand, like maybe it's your Copilot, maybe your Chat GPT, maybe there are other tools that we can talk about. It's very important that you understand what kind of an input prompt you supply at any particular instance, all right, so that you will be able to interact with it. So a prompt is nothing but that input text that you supply to an AI model. So when you ask an AI model, when you ask me what an AI model is, I would say that an AI model is nothing but that particular, say, capability of a system to perform a specific task. So for example, if you have an AI model for image, you provide it with an image-based input, so it will come out with solutions or maybe say some kind of a prediction based upon which it has been trained upon accordingly. That's what happens in the context of an AI model. So your prompt will really, really help you in terms of maybe say generating specific, say, responses, which are more relevant, which are more accurate, all right, which really aligns to the end goal that you're looking at. So that's very important, because that's very important to be discussed in this context, because until and unless you have a proper prompt, okay, you would not be able to generate responses that are valid. Of course, you will generate responses, no doubt on that. But yes, the validity, the accuracy, the relevance of your response, the outcome generated, any particular tool, maybe for project management, maybe for content creation, maybe for image generation. Nowadays, you have tools that are capable of generating videos too. Your prompts will play a crucial role. And that's why you would have heard, would have come across with this terminologies like prompt engineering as such around there. It's a very, very important way of understanding how particularly your prompts play a pivotal role when it comes to extracting valid and of course say accurate responses. So the reason for having these valid prompts is to ensure that, all right, you get the information that you're looking into, okay, and understand that your AI is no replacement for you, but rather AI needs guidance. That's where these prompts are going to be very much crucial. That's why like Microsoft has intelligently used the term co-pilot, okay, where you will be on the pilot seat and the tool, AI tool, will be on the co-pilot seat in the sense. Okay, so your directives really matters so that AI makes a crucial decision as such around there. So when it comes to making directions, maybe the tone, all right, how your AI tool is to be working upon, your prompts really play a crucial role. So understand that, okay, many a times I get questions from my participants. Hey, what if I give a static say input, and am I getting a no, that's not the case with any AI tool. It's not the static answers that you're looking at. Your prompts really play a pivotal role because of the dynamicity involved with the responses of your, say, your AI tool for the matter being. So here is a very quick, say, slide, all right, to talk about the components of prompts, because it's very important that we identify the right tools that will pave way for having effective prompts for that matter. I'll show you some examples later as we try this, but yes, I'll make you understand what I'll be trying to say here. So when it comes to effective prompts, or maybe that which will pave way for interacting with your AI tools, which are NLP enabled for that matter being, okay, which can understand the text. See here, it's very important that as you supply any particular prompt, maybe in the context keeping your end goal in mind, you have to be very much clear. Okay, clarity in terms of providing the input prompt will really play a crucial role when it comes to interacting with AI tools. Number two is the relevance part. Okay, in the context of relevance, okay, of course, okay, if you have given a particular, say, you ask what is relevant, okay, you need to be very specific, okay, in terms of ensuring that you get what things which are very much relevant for the matter. You can have, say your inputs have to be concise. It's like if you can incorporate contextualization, okay, maybe if you're looking for some kind of a creativity, definitely this will add more flavors to the kind of response that you're looking at. And when you look at this, guys, okay, when you look at this, you must admit to the fact that this is something that we all human beings have been doing, right? We get stuck in our communication if there is lack of clarity, all right, if we cannot speak something relevant, or maybe if it's not concise. Many a times our conversations are fruitful only to the context of what we had. Maybe context is very much important. Then you have what the creativity that really differentiates for the matter. So you will see that effective prompts really play a crucial role for that matter. Okay, now let me show you some examples that will really help you understand, say, in terms of working with these tools for that matter. So for example, let's say, let me show you here. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just using ChatGPT here, all right, to try out certain prompts and then showcase to you how particularly, say, certain prompts will play a crucial role. So for example, let's say I ask ChatGPT, okay, you know what ChatGPT is. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained. Initially developed by the OpenAI team, all right, now which has been taken by, of course, which is in collab with respect to Microsoft, all right, founded by Sam Altman. Uh, See, when we talk about a tool like GPT, I'm not sure how many of you have been using a tool like Copilot, but yes, in your Copilot also, you will see there are GPT models that do work, okay, along with Microsoft Graph. So what these, it's just this is the UI of your particular tool that you're using. But beneath this, okay, you are connected to that of, say, let me show you just a second. Uh, there should be, say, yeah, there are, say, certain GPTs, generative pre-trained, say, particular models that are available on the back end when it comes to working with, particularly with respect to that of, say, your the tool that you've been working about. Now, when we talk about GPT and all right, see here, you can do a bunch of tasks. Okay, actually, I'm using this paid version, but yes, when it comes to content generation, when it comes to, say, maybe generating codes, okay, as a developer, maybe say maybe you are a marketing person, maybe you are someone who's into more of say um, product development and so and so all there are tools, a lot of tools that are available in the context of your business requirement where you can deploy a artificial intelligence and keep out of it. Now my very own sole purpose of making you understand this tool that chat gpt is to just to take you through certain ways in applying certain prompts, and you can see that how particularly that leads to having say valid and of course accurate responses such as, let's say for example I ask a question, say tell me, okay, about space. I'm just applying a basic prompt. So here maybe like I'm very directive, I come say directly apply the particular prompt, and what I'm expecting is, see here, see, look at this case. So you can see that given my prompt, okay, where I'm asking about space, it's fine. Okay, it gives you responses. But my question here is, don't you think this is very much generic, right? I could have been more specific in this case. And without even me telling, all right, certain information, the LLM has yielded. LLM, which stands for Large Language Model, which is the GPT part. Okay, there are different versions of it, but yes, has generated some kind of an original. So you might have a question, hey, does this look like? Doesn't this look like that of a same a content that has been copied? No. What GPT really does is that it creates original content, whether it is image, whether it is text, whether it is your say videos as such around there, okay, a bunch of say capabilities that it comes, it ensures that it it creates original content. But the problem with this particular prompt is it's very much generic, guys. Okay, so if you remember, I did say that of course your prompts can be very simple, you can bring in clarity, but this doesn't bring in any kind of relevance. So for example, let's say what I can do is say um, I am okay. Um, mm, let's say I am organizing a workshop, all right, about space and space technology. So I can see that. Tell? Can you tell me about, all right, about space so that I can create a brochure for the event hosted by me, and I can invite, okay, interested people for the event. Look at this case. Look at the way this is being described. Now, what has happened in this case? All right, we'll try to dissect the prompt and I'll make you understand what I'm trying to say in this case. See, so it's giving me some ideas. I wouldn't say that it's foolproof. Okay, I wouldn't blindly trust, but yes, look at this case. As a event organizer, my need was that to have a particular brochure. And you can see that how particularly my prompt really played a role. So see here, I gave it. Now look at this case. Let's try to discuss what we had talked here. One is clarity. Number two is relevance. Number three is conciseness, contextualization, and of course, creativity. Let's see, do I achieve that in the context of the particular prompt that I've supplied? Okay. So maybe see, even when I was supplying this particular input prompt, think that maybe I was organizing an event on about space and technology. I'm going to be bringing in a lot of esteemed guests, and we want to host that particular event. Okay, but okay, I want to incorporate a brochure consisting of with the facets, various informations, fact about what the space technology for that matter. That's why I just gave in a simple, straightforward prompt, which is tell me about space, and you can see here. But look at this case here. The moment I meant the same. All right, the motto is that I need to have an understanding of about space. No problem. But when you look at this case, I have for the LLM, this is giving more clarity. All right. Clarity in the sense I bring in a lot of informations that really adds value to what I'm trying to achieve in this case for that matter being. For example, I say that, okay, I come with the information that I am organizing a workshop. Now look at this case, I am contextualizing things. Am I right? I'm contextualizing things. Now, I am looking for the scope of creativity when I say that I'm looking to create a particular brochure. So like because you know that the content represented in a brochure will be entirely different from that of maybe something that you would see or maybe on an email as such around there. So of course the representation of the content that you're looking at is entirely different from that of what you would have in the context of maybe in a some other context for that matter. So this really added creativity. I was very much concise here. Okay, I said it was relevant in the sense that I'm going to be hosting things, I'm going to be inviting people, those who are going to be interested. I want to have very particularly information about the space and space technology for that matter. And you can see that, okay, that has resulted. Look at this case, okay, some suggestions, okay, really maybe it can, like my event that can have some highlights, okay, like on understanding of space, space technology, exploration of space, theoretical concepts, all right, and maybe say incorporating certain event-based information on the particular brochure, right? Maybe the details like date, time, venue, registration, and of course, since I did mention, now look at this case when it says who should attend. All right, in this particular case, you would see that all right, what really sparked to generate that kind of a response is that I can invite interested people. So this word, this keyword that was being detected or that was being analyzed by the underlying LLM was responsible for who should attend because I was very specific. All right, okay, in terms of what saying that I want interested participants attending this session. See this? So what really happened in this case is that okay, you brought in a lot of clarity. You ensured what your end goal is. Okay. Now I wouldn't say that it's foolproof. All right, maybe like as we didn't read the entire content here in this case, but yes, have we tried, say, exploring proofreading this? If you're not sure or if you're not happy, definitely you have options for what regenerating the content accordingly. And say maybe if needed, you can again say, um, I can bring in more changes by maybe setting the tone. All right. I can say maybe as I go through this particular part, all right. Uh, okay, let's say, let me copy this particular part. Let me say, I analyze this. Okay, um, let's say I'm going to be using this particular prompt. All right, and I say that also include. All right, uh, include. Let's say instead of include, let's say do not forget to mention about special screening of space movies for kids. All right, below the age of 50. Let's see. Let's see what it comes by. Look at this case. So this is where this becomes very much relevant, guys. Now this is where the ideations come into role play. Okay, where you identify what you need and you incorporate a tweak. So that's where it is important to understand that, okay, you will have to refine the prompts that you supply, because it's not necessary that in one single attempt you come up with the best answers that is required. So you might have to go through a refining process, okay, as you supply the prompts on that level. And then, of course, once they have been supplied very specifically, you will capture, see the responses. But there is possibility that, say, how did I know that, say, I need to consider very particularly, say, incorporation of kids. I see that in the earlier responses, there was no such an aspect of maybe, say, a special show for kids being incorporated. And the reason is very much sure because I didn't mention that in my prompt. So what I did is I created a detour. Okay, so this is also very important. Like as you supply the prompts, you can understand how your underlying LLM has arrived at conclusions. Okay, what are the steps it took in? So maybe I can say that I can exclude a particular part with respect to human exploration for space. I want to include something about maybe say that of some kind of a show for kids. Okay, some live demonstrations and so and so, some kind of a simulated environment. So when you see that, okay, we do not know how LLM is arriving at conclusions. So when you understand the prompts, okay, when you supply the prompts, you can see that how the LLM is arriving at certain conclusions. You can tweak around it, reevaluate your outputs, and of course, retrain your particular prompts and supply in terms of generating better feedbacks for the matter. Okay, so what I'm trying to say in this case is that having good clarity, okay, your good prompts, okay, how thorough your AI model has been trained upon. Guys, let me be very clear. Your prompts really, really has a good impact when it comes to ensuring relevant outputs that can be generated. And any tool that you interact as an executive, all right, from your professional context, okay, it's very important you identify that which can be the right, okay, prompt that can be supplied. Okay, again, I would say that there are different processes. You'll have to tweak around with it, incorporate as much informations around there, and then you will be able to ensure relevant and valid responses that can be generated. I hope that's very much clear in the context. Now let's move further ahead, all right, and let's try to talk about how really your AI, okay. Now I just said about prompt engineering, maybe a tool like ChatGPT and so and so. Maybe you can take that example as maybe someone who wants to organize an event, maybe using it for content generation too. Now let me try to talk about how really your AI helps in terms of achieving efficiency with project management for that matter. So this is just some statistical numbers, all right, which I've taken, which has been made available here, all right. So you will see that your AI has been impacting the execution of your project works, all right. And of course, maybe if you are in the role of a project manager, okay, definitely AI has a crucial role to play for that matter. And it's not something that is there in the future, it's already here. Okay, we already arrive at. And the statistical numbers that you see here, okay, the number representations that you see here is based upon the year 2023. Okay, again, brought in by the PMI Global Survey, all right, on project management. And what it really say is that, okay, um, you will see that your AI will have an impact, okay, and it will continue to grow in the years to come by for that matter. And what it really says is that, okay, as per the last year's, maybe the 2023, all right, the survey, what what they have found out is that the 21 percentage of respondents have said that they have been using AI always. Okay, or maybe often, very much often for that matter being. So they say, as per the PMI research, all right, AI has been a part of what the project management as such. 21% responded accordingly, and 82% of them said that. Okay, uh, what they have to say is that 82% of the senior leaders or the community of the senior leaders across organizations where they have done the survey, all right, have to say that AI will have at least some impact on how projects are gonna be run, okay, at their organization for that matter, especially in the context of the next 5 years. Now, that's a huge number, okay, huge number. That means we are already into that particular zone, and you can say that 82% of them believe that. Okay, so when a say decision makers, senior leaders are believing in that kind of are in that kind of frame of mind, you will see that the adoption taking place. Okay, and 91% of them believe that. Okay, uh, say believe that AI will have at least a moderate impact on profession. And 50 and there is a 58 percentage number definitely will say that it will have a major or maybe a transformative impact. Now, why did I talk about all these numbers? Is that see, it's already there. Okay, so maybe if you are a professional who is all right working with day-to-day tasks with respect to project management, I pretty much believe, all right, this is going to be really helpful because embracing artificial intelligence really adds value. And that's what I need to discuss on the next slide, all right, okay, with respect to artificial intelligence in the context. See here, your artificial intelligence has the potential when it comes to revolutionizing project management. And it does that by improving efficiency, accuracy, and of course, the decision making for that matter within the organization context or maybe the project. But when I say this, all right, maybe as project managers, maybe if someone who is into certain projects and trying to integrate artificial intelligence into that, you might have a question, hey, does AI really replace, okay, certain human beings? No. See, your AI does not replace human judgment or maybe the kind of expertise that a human person can bring in for that matter. Rather, you will use AI, okay, because that's what we always recommend, maybe as a project management professional or maybe say for other roles that you belong to. You should not be much reliant on AI for that matter. Okay, you will have to bring in your expertise, you will have to bring in your judgment when it comes to supporting and enhancing the capabilities that are available for that matter. So the primary roles and the potentials of your artificial intelligence, okay, will have a very crucial role for that matter. For example, as a part of project management, all right, your AI will play a very crucial role when it comes to, say, data analysis and forecasting. Data analysis and forecasting for that matter. So this is where I say again, like what I talked about, ML, okay, all will come into role play. So if you are a professional, okay, project management professional, all right, you can make use of artificial intelligence. All right, when it comes to analyzing large volumes of data, maybe say including some of your historical projects, right? Data, and you can use that to be analyzed and make use of forecasting capabilities that AI models have, which is definitely machine learning. So you can predict the future outcomes based upon your metrics, your inputs that you're supplied upon by building a robust AI model for that matter. So as in project manager, all right, you can better plan your particular project execution. You can definitely identify how particularly you can allocate resources. That's very important for a project manager, no doubt on that. You can ensure that you eliminate or maybe say mitigate any risk that's coming by the way, all right, as you identify key metrics and of course, as as you evaluate this, you can really ensure that your project performance is being drastically being improved upon. That's something very much possible. So, of course, analyzing data, coming up with inferences, okay, really paves way for identifying, all right, enhancing the way in which, of course, your projects perform in the context of being a project manager. Again, you can use artificial intelligence when it comes to automation of routine tasks, right? It's very crucial, right? When we talk about, say, organizations and resources, resources are not just very specifically, say, data or maybe the infrastructure involved. All right, you might want to say identify like how particularly effectively you can use your professionals. That's where automation can come into role play. So you can use AI, all right, that can be used when it comes to automating your routine tasks, maybe like something data entry, maybe some kind of scheduling, budgeting, maybe if you want to say release your project managers maybe to execute some kind of a strategic task, okay, maybe that of risk management, decision making as such around there, that can be achieved in the context of artificial intelligence automating things. So what automation really brings is that it is not replacing human beings, rather it identifies those areas where humans or right workforce can be deployed into doing something more strategic rather than doing something which is more mundane and which is more repetitive. All right. So that task can be eliminated and you can use their expertise, use their capabilities, use the potential of your professionals in doing something which is more strategic. Then you can also make use of AI when it comes to performing, say, having improved decision making, all right, where your AI can be used in terms of maybe providing you with insights, recommendations, again based upon the data that gets analyzed accordingly. All right, that's very much possible. So what AI can really do is that it can recognize the patterns and trends in your project data, and maybe if needed, it can also suggest you with certain approaches, strategies that can be taken as an alternative for that matter. Of course, you plan A, plan B, definitely a plan should be in place, but yes, that can be considered. So you can get prepped up on those levels for that matter. Resource optimization is where, all right, you can ensure with artificial intelligence that your resources are not over. Okay, you identify those resources that are going to be overutilized, that which are underutilized, and then maybe depending upon that analysis or that particular, say, identification, you can improve the efficiency and reduce the cost for that matter. So you can definitely what adjust accordingly. Then you have risk management capabilities that as a project manager, maybe as a team member, you can consider with artificial intelligence, because again, as you analyze the data, you can identify what can be the potential risk, right? You can mitigate those risks accordingly. You can maybe predict what can be the impact of artificial intelligence on the specific project for that matter. So you can proactively what manage your risk. Okay, you can implement the strategies via which you can mitigate them, their effects accordingly in your project management life cycle. Now you can use your AI when it comes to stakeholder management also. Okay, where you can analyze the stakeholder data, maybe your feedback, maybe the communication patterns, and then you will be able to provide what insights into the stakeholder preferences and his or her concerns for that matter. So this is where project managers can be helped when it comes to better engagement with stakeholders. They can have a very strong bond relations that can build with their respective stakeholders for that matter. And finally, again, you can use artificial intelligence onto the next level when it comes to real-time monitoring also. Okay, where you want to track the progress of your projects in real time. You want to identify any potential issues or delays, right? If you want to alert your team members, your project managers as such around there, you can use what AI in this context. So this is where you can address the problems, keep the projects on track very much promptly as you choose interactively for the matter. So you have like in say you can use the capabilities of like Power Automate. There are other tools that are available which we will discuss in a while, like Microsoft Planner and so on, so which really takes or say helps in terms of uh, managing your projects very well. So here is an interesting example, okay, that I'm talking about. Especially I'm using say Gen AI, all right, generative AI, which has the capability of generating original content. So here we can use Gen AI when it comes to generating summaries. I'm just giving you the context, okay? Especially in the industry of what technology, maybe media and telecommunications. So in such a context, with respect to summaries, status reports, all right, you can save a lot of time. So what your Gen AI can be done is that maybe I'm not sure whether you have used your Copilot in your teams and so on. So even that really does this. Okay, where if you want to generate the summaries of your meeting, all right, if you want to quickly understand, capture the insights of the communication and so on, so you can do that within your Copilot within your teams. So here you can use Gen AI and maybe as a project manager when it comes to analyzing the data that you have shared, when coming up with insights. So when we talk about data, it can be structured, it can be unstructured, right? You want to identify the correlations when it comes to achieving productivity, and you to arrive at what customer driven solutions as such around there. So in that context, you can definitely work as a project management professional. Okay, this can be a particular use case. I'm just showing you another use case in the industry of IT when it comes to software development. All right, so you can use what very specifically Gen AI. When it comes to generating codes, I told you, right, your AI is capable of generating not only original content, but rather you can use artificial intelligence when it comes to generating codes also. So as developers, maybe say working with your GitHub, maybe say creating summaries, creating documents, creating comments, all right, maybe say identifying different logics. Okay, uh, if there is a need for very particularly um, say identifying effective ways in certain codes can be implemented, you can use Gen AI capabilities for that matter. So this is going to be very much say helpful from a developer perspective, where you can use Gen AI and really be benefited for that matter. So think about it. You can save a lot of time. Okay, your communication, your documentation, your interactions. All this is something that will be really be beneficial in that particular context as such. All right, everyone, let's take a quick 5 minutes break. I know that's the span of attention. Let's do one thing. We'll be back after 5 minutes and I will start in the remaining topics after the break.
Sure, we are now going to take a 5 minute break, but before we do that, we are going to launch a quick poll that we want to invite you to participate in. Doing so helps us know how we can better serve you by telling us who might be interested in more information or in taking some additional training. In addition, we have a lot more informative webinars coming up, so please go to netcomlearning.com/webinars in order to register.
All right, everyone, welcome back. I believe all of you are back, and let's continue from where we left off before the break as we continue to delve on navigating AI, transforming executive roles using artificial intelligence. Now, here is just a quick, say, what insight into some of the tools, okay, when it comes to project management. I'm not going to be discussing all of them, but yes, some just ideations to really help you with. For example, you have Asana, all right, not completely AI driven, but yes, you can use this in terms of predictive workflow, all right. Wherever you want to work with work graph, whenever you want to forecast your project outcomes, okay, identifying potential risk and bottlenecks, you can use what Asana for that matter. Okay, you have Monday.com, okay, which uses automation. Okay, it has AI features like workload, where you can use it in terms of resource allocation optimization, timeline. It will suggest you various timelines based upon your previous project durations as such around there. You have Trello, okay, not heavily AI driven, but yes, it has AI powered butler automation, okay, which automates your repetitive tasks based on the rules that you're going to be setting. You have Zoho projects, okay, which uses AI for risk management, workload prediction, time tra- say tracking tasks. Let's say you also have Microsoft Project, which you can use to provide predictive analysis, resource allocation, scheduling, optimization as such around there. You have Hive, okay, which has an AI-driven workflow when it comes to an automation tool for that matter, where you can automate your repetitive tasks. You have, say, something like backlog, okay, which will allow you to have an AI based search and filter functionalities for your project data management. Okay, you can see a bunch of say tools that I've discussed here in this case. Nifty, okay, it's a very interesting tool that uses that can be used when it comes to project tracking, task prioritization, progress visualization, and so on. So you can see that there are a lot of bunch of tools that are available in the market. All right, maybe some of you would have already started using it. All right, but yes, you will see that AI potentially really shapes the way when it comes to project management too. Okay, with all these tools and many more to be discussed, we made available. So it's very much possible that you're not just going to be into project management, you are into product development also, because maybe I might have participants here who are into product say development, and I pretty much understand and you will agree to the fact that you are looking to come with best of the technology, all right, and of course you're looking into the potential of AI to push the boundaries when it comes to research, design, and the engineering capabilities for that matter. So there is a lot, all right, that is evolving in the landscape of artificial intelligence. But yes, when it comes to product, say development very specifically, all right, when it comes to design methods, processes, you will see that there's a lot of potential benefits that can be taken into account in the context. For example, when it comes to offloading human limitations from the product development perspective, you can use artificial intelligence in areas where humans fall short, like for example, whenever you want to deal with large amounts of information, right? Whenever you want to detect some subtle correlations, or maybe say executing some kind of a repetitive task in an efficient manner, you can offload those limitations with artificial intelligence as a product development, say professional. Maybe provide you can use AI when it comes to providing you with a start, right? You have tools that are available, okay, that will help you with jumpstart the process by say with respect to boilerplate text, or maybe say initial concept ideas as such around there. You can use AI when it comes to augmenting human judgment, right? Where AI can analyze the data, understand what the project requirements are. It can provide you with insights, recommendations, strategic decision making that can be considered, and so on, so for that matter. You can also go for see certain assessments, okay, when it comes to identifying potential flaws in your product. You can highlight certain areas where you can improve, and so and so, before you launch a particular product as a product developer or development say professional that you are. So you will see that as a part of your product development process, which is very much complex, okay, which is of course very much dynamic. You will have multidisciplinary team coming into collaboration for that matter. So throughout this process of your say various tasks that you're going to be tackling, right, whether it's research and interpretation, whether you want to identify the opportunity, developing concepts, selections, okay, engineering analysis, okay, and so and so. You will see that every process of your product development, all right, must have or must meet certain key objectives regarding maybe innovation, quality, efficiency, and you need to adhere to the budget restriction for that matter. So with AI, certain AI tools that are emerging daily, all right, you will be able to keep on track with respect to what the important challenges, all right, and you will be able to proactively align your AI tools with respect to the kind of what the purpose driven collaborations that you're looking in for that matter. Okay, so with AI, you can function as more than just as a tool when it comes to automating your tasks. Okay, you can use AI as an inspirational collaborator when it comes to product development, which can spark you with ideas, fueling creativity. And on the meanwhile, okay, it can also process what large volumes of data, information in an efficient manner, where you can come up with insights and, of course, get accelerated with respect to the process of development. So here is a very quick, say, slide in terms of how particularly, as in the context of product development, how your AI really helps you when it comes to insights and strategy. So look at this case here. Okay, when it comes to research, all right, how you can use AI in terms of maybe say, very particularly coming with uh, providing with thoughts, maybe say collaborations, data collections, okay, in terms of a research path. And with AI in your as a product development team, or right, as a part of your product development, you can use AI in research and achieve what efficiency in the process, right? If you want to analyze, maybe yes, analysis is very much a part of the research path. Okay, and if you want to identify, uncover more insights, that can be beneficial. So you can use say strategize certain measures that can be taken, certain say insights that can come with as you analyze the data. All right, again, identifying, improving your data, improving the quality of your insights. Okay, again, process efficiency. Okay, eliminating mundane tasks with respect to automation and so on, so for that matter. So the a bunch of processes that can be done. All right, within the context of the data collected on the research tasks that you're going to be doing in, and achieve the outcome with respect to as a product development say expert, all right, in terms of the insights and strategy that AI has to offer. Now in case as a part of one of the core processes of product development is to design products, right? So you can use 3D modeling tools, rendering tools that are available, models that are available, okay, when it comes to UX UI designing for the database. And definitely what you will ensure that high quality visualizations, visuals, process efficiency can be taken into consideration for that matter. So whether in the context of say particularly of generating insights, okay, coming up with strategies, or maybe say designing, or maybe from the perspective of engineering too, all right, in product development, you can definitely go with what say AI helping you in those levels. So you can integrate, say, AI when it comes to, say, all the way from designing to manufacturing, right? Eliminate or say reduce the time when it comes to trial and error. Okay, again, reducing production risk, right? Acceleration that it can bring into, and so on. So a bunch of opportunities in terms of various facets, various pillars of product development is that you will be able to say being addressed with respect to the AI tools that can bring into the matter. So think from that perspective, like what kind of a role that you are into, how particularly this helps you on those levels. Now let's very quickly talk about say the AI for your customer facing roles. Okay. Uh, See, customer is very much important for any particular say business for sure. All right. And say when we talk about AI, in terms of customer service, we are trying to improve our services that we are going to be offering with respect to the customers, because potentially the businesses run on the basis of what your customer perceives with respect to the brand, the services that you're going to be offering for the database. So you can use artificial intelligence via which you can improve, all right, enhance your customer services for that matter. There are a bunch of technologies that really support. For example, you can use AI self-service bots that are available. You can use sentiment analysis, again, a part of NLP, in terms to understand maybe a particular product, a particular service, how really like you can capture the emotion with respect to that of a human being on the particular product or the feedbacks generated. You can use predictive analytics in terms of maybe say giving some recommendations back to the user. All right, maybe say analyze the data and forecast what their need can be, come up with solutions, recommendations on those level. You can use natural language processing in terms of maybe making ease when it comes to interacting with your solutions. All right, maybe say as you interact with them via speech, via text, and so and so. Agent-based, say assistance, that's very much possible, and so for that matter. So what you are trying to bring with artificial intelligence in this context is that you are trying to buy in diversified experiences, evaluating various ways in which you can definitely have what elevated experiences for your customers so that they stay loyal to the brand, to the service, to the offerings made by you as an organization for that matter. Now, there are a lot of say benefits when it comes to AI, all right, especially in the context of your customer facing roles, all right. Again, for example, whenever it comes to handling large volumes of data, because integration of your AI will open incredible opportunities via which you can, of course, enhance what the particularly the customer experience. And of course, that's very much undisputed, right? Okay, you will have to foster positive experiences for your customer for that matter be. So, for example, when it comes to volume, say handling large volumes of data, right? Your AI is capable when it comes to swiftly analyzing the data, all right, the customer data, empowering your business whenever it comes to say gaining profound insights, okay, where you can where you can use it by utilizing the analysis power of artificial intelligence. You can extract informations again running through the large silos of data for that matter. So you can turn your raw data into actionable insights. And of course, you can detect the patterns, identify the customer behavior, market trends, certain recurring issues, so and so. Maybe from making use of artificial intelligence, you can of course you can reduce the handling time, the average handling time for that matter. So, for example, you can include chatbots, right? You have the voice biometrics. Um, you can use them in terms of what streamlining your customer interactions for that matter be. So your chatbots will provide you with what immediate responses. Your voice biometrics will reduce user verification time. Okay, and this will really ensure what swift issue resolutions that's required for that matter be. So again, time is very much precious. To ensure that you provide with the best experience that's there or that can be made available in this context for that matter be. Then you have what say you can use say AI in customer facing roles whenever you want to provide them with personalized experiences, right? Making them feel special. Right. You can create customer profiles which are unique. You can collate your structured, unstructured interactions between your brands, your customers, okay, the touch points at the silo touch points that are there. And you can use these profiles for whenever coming for say targeted marketing, sales, support, right? Or maybe say creating some kind of personalized offerings that makes customer feel very much heard, valued, or maybe special as such around there. And everyone does that, right? And every customer wants to feel that they have been valued, their voice has been heard. Why don't we bring it with respect to the experiences that you bring in? You can become more cost efficient with AI in customer facing roles, right? So you can say automate your tasks, identify the areas of inefficiency, you can optimize your operations, you can get the maximum returns on the investments for that matter. So you can use AI in various levels, all right, with respect to the various forefronts of your business tasks, okay, as you interact with your customers and take things next level. And finally, you can use, all right, say, AI when it comes to tracking and improving the support for that matter. You can use the quality management capabilities that artificial intelligence has to provide, okay, when it comes to performance tracking, comprehensive insights into certain teams, agent efficiencies, and so on. So, for example, say in Copilot, as we administer, okay, I'm just giving you an example here. Okay, as we create these intelligent bot applications, maybe say, and so on. So you will be able to see that it comes with say metrics, okay, which will show you like how have has been the interaction over a particular channel on certain topics and so on. So these key insights can be very much crucial, all right, where you can make use of these metrics in terms of improving and of course developing or maybe say enhancing the experiences for that matter. So you can come with certain recommendations via which you can drive what continuous improvement onto the tools that you're deploying. So as a result, say customers, all right, okay, your users, end users, okay, really get benefited as you integrate artificial intelligence onto your system for that matter. Okay, so that's what I had to talk about with respect to AI in your customer facing role. Like, think about it. You have chatbots that I give you various examples that you can talk about, all right, which can be considered on those levels. Again, various modalities like text based interactions, speech based interactions. Again, you can use, see, automated voices, tones, and so on. So, you can use artificial intelligence when it comes to whenever you want to connect with cross-boundary customers for that matter, right? Uh, you can use, say, translation services that are available so that you can connect with your global audience as such around there. Very interesting, very captivating ways in terms of taking things further ahead. Now, let's very quickly talk about just a quick insight about a tool. I'm not sure, but yes, you would have heard, you would have come across, and maybe some of you might be into cryptos and so on. So you will understand this what I'm trying to talk about. But the very one reason why I discuss is that once I discuss this particular technology that blockchain is all about, okay, we will very quickly get into, or maybe say, we will really say identify how your blockchain adds value when it comes to, say, from your project execution perspective for the matter being. So your blockchain is a very, very, say, interesting, a very, what do you call, a very booming technology that's coming across various domains, which will really facilitate, all right, when it comes to recording each activities as transactions. Okay, for a blockchain, it is a decentralized way of what recording transactions in certain immutable ledgers for that matter. And you will be able to track your assets in your business network. So it's a shared, all right, space very specifically. All right. So this can be anything in the context of the kind of transaction. Maybe it can be in house. It can be maybe think about anything, any entity that you want to term it as a particular asset will fall into the category of blockchain, or the asset of a blockchain for that matter. And all the informations pertaining to each transaction that you do on that asset gets recorded and it is available very particularly on that ledger for that matter. For example, let's say, I'll give you an example here. All right. Uh, when it comes to real estate, all right. Of course, a lot of money goes into real estate. Corporates put in a lot of money and so on. So and definitely, all right, there are a lot of, say, plus and minuses when it comes to the real estate based transactions, takes place, organizations, companies, or say maybe in terms of tax, governments benefiting from it, and so on. So, one of the interesting facets about maybe say a case study or maybe something that you can really explore about post completion of the session is that you can go back and search for how particularly the Dubai government, okay, the UAE government, okay, implemented blockchain within their real estate domain for that matter. So the benefit of implementing, say, blockchain was with respect to the UAE government was that, say, they ensure that, of course, there is a transparency across each transactions on the real estate property has taken place for that matter. Again, that will really help in terms of what mitigating any, say, fake currencies, or maybe say a black market when it comes to black money and so and so. That can be taken into consideration. Since it's been shared, it's been transparent, everybody knows when and how it's been built, say built, like how or how much it has been sold, who has bought it. And so again, that really, like, it gives in context aware, and you will be able to very particularly say ensure that all the informations are available as a part of the business network for the matter being. So what really that particular, say, adoption of that technology, the blockchain technology, they achieved is that the trust, right? So only those who are into a part of the particular, say, network will be able to access it. Definitely, that's something there. And of course, there is a timely updation taking place for that matter being all right. And based upon the access they get granted to it, that's where they will be able to see what is taking place for that matter. So each individual transactions will be recorded. All right, you have an idea of where things are, say, transiting, how things are moving in, moving out, and keep a track of it. And of course, it's secure for that matter. Okay, it really ensures that the transactions are immutable, validated for that matter being. So of course, say once a transaction has been recorded, okay, you will ensure that okay, it's not being able to be deleted for that matter. So every transaction holds a value, all right, keeping track of maybe what has taken place, who has what has been affected, and so on. Think about blockchain being implemented on those levels for that matter being. Okay, and yes, since it's a shared ledger kind of a system for that matter, okay, uh, you will achieve more efficiency for that matter. All right, you need not have to save. You will save a lot of time when it comes to, of course, identifying the records, maybe fetching the informations. Like the speed of your transactions can definitely be increased, right? You can set certain rules, you can set certain predicates, all right, and you can use that to be stored in your blockchain. So what happens in blockchain is all the informations, all right, gets stored into a particular block, and you can automatically execute. Again, it paves the way for scope of automation coming into role play for that matter. Here are some of the quick, say, elements of your blockchain. All right, I'll discuss some one or two slides on this, and probably we will derive or maybe say narrow down the discussion towards understanding. All right, very particularly say how this really helps us in terms of project management. So when it comes to a blockchain, all right, you have a distributed ledger, you will have the immutable records, and you will have smart contracts for that matter be. Okay, so what your ledger is that, okay, your ledger is something that every participant of the network, the virtual network, will have an access to for that matter. And each ledger will consist of what? Immutable records of each transactions that has taken place on the particular asset for that matter be. Okay, so as this ledger is being shared, okay, understand that your transactions will be recorded only once. Okay, so as I said, it's immutable, so you cannot delete one. So if you say, uh, so that means what? There is no possibility that you will be able to duplicate something for that matter. So every activity that you do will be as a part of a new instance of a transaction that gets recorded in your ledger. Like say for example, how you would have a ledger in your financial system, right? What comes in, what goes out. There's a track record of that. In the same way, for every transactions regarding certain assets, okay, that can be same maintained. All right, you can keep a bookkeeping. You can think about ledger being that digital book, okay, where you are bookkeeping all the transactions in those levels. Then you have these immutable records, okay, which cannot be changed, which cannot be tampered, okay, where it's going to be shared with respect to shared within the ledger for that matter being. So if okay, you maybe say whatever you try to do, all right, whether you try to reverse or whether you try to add a transaction, it becomes what? Visible to everybody. And these records are immutable and get stored in your ledger. Finally, you have smart contracts, okay? Smart contracts, okay, which are nothing but set of rules. Again, for providing you with the possibility for automations as such are on there. So these smart contracts are that something which gets stored in the blocks of your particular blockchain, and then you can define, right, who or what are the terms and conditions, all right, what has to be done, okay, the predicate where it has to be applied upon, so that you will be able to work with things accordingly. And based upon these three components, all right, you will see that, okay, uh, how your blockchain works for the matter being. So you will see that as your transactions are occurring, you will see that a block of data is generated for on that particular asset for that matter. It's immutable, all right. So your the moment of your asset can be what a particularly a product, maybe that whatever that may be, maybe you buying a house, maybe that of a particular product as such around there. So what happens is it has all the informations, okay, that you have decided, like who bought it. Maybe you can define what that metadata it can hold at a particular instance as such around there. And then what happens is that every transaction taking place, every record taking place, all right, it's interconnected. They're connected to one after the other for that matter. So there's a chain of, say, data, all right, that gets created, all right, as your data, as your, say, particularly say your assets move from one place to another when there's a change, and whenever that happens, again that gets recorded accordingly, okay. So whenever that happens, there is going to be a timestamp based record, all right, and you will be able to identify, all right, the sequence in which each of these transactions took place, okay. And you will be able to ensure that, of course, not both the blocks are similar for the matter, and they will be in an irreversible chain. They are tied together in an irreversible chain, all right. As a result, all right, say it ensures that your blockchain are tamper evident for the matter being. So that brings in with respect to immutability for that matter. So if you try to remove something, all right, or maybe some for that level being, all right, this with blockchain you're trying to what achieve the trust for that matter. So when from a project management perspective, with this kind of a working that blockchain really brings in, all right, it's there in your cryptos. You will see a lot of, say, I told you about the Dubai based, say, real estate scenario that we talked about. You will see that, okay, your blockchain will bring a lot of change when it comes to project management for that matter, for any particular project, right? Uh, the foundation is that how well have you, okay, a particular contract is going to be structured, that it is going to be documented for that matter, protected and so and so. So maybe it's verbal, it's written as such around there, and at any particular instance, you may want to refer to what was being agreed, maybe in the pre-project phase, all right, maybe as a part of your project life cycle, maybe you want to contact the management, okay, the particular contract management piece, and this will all pay for having a very successful project to be delivered as such around there. So this is where blockchain can really be helpful for that matter. Okay, you can use the documented contracts that are there, all right, in your digital codes very specifically. You can store it on a shared database or maybe the ledger that it is there, okay. And these records that you have are going to be very much protected, right? They are safe and secure. So anything that is trying to interfere with that, all right, maybe the particular informations, all right, okay, like it is being protected by against any particular deletion, manipulation, revision, or maybe access, etc. So in this particular process, you will see that in a very simple sense, you will see that, okay, every agreement, process, task, payment, everything will have a particular digital record, and it will have a unique signature, so that, okay, you would not require any middlemen, all right. So you can use algorithm driven servers when it comes to perform what these transactions, and you can interact in real time with no unauthorized interruptions for that matter. And this will make what blockchain of unquantifiable strength for that matter be. And from a project management executive, or maybe from an, say, from a perspective of an executive, all right, with respect to the various works, or with respect to the organization, your blockchain really plays a pivotal role for that matter. So you will see that again, of course, artificial intelligence coming in, all right, blockchain. You will see that things will shape up, all right, another form, all right, in terms of ways in which you would have executed, or say traditionally, say executed certain tasks as such around there. Okay, so what we understood here is that, okay, we talked about AI, we talked about the potential technologies, like especially that will really shape the way in which how your workforce would have interacted accordingly on these levels. So here in this particular session, all right, uh, in this particular presentation that we took around on this particular masterclass, we covered the basics of artificial intelligence. All right, we saw that maybe say how we can use this AI, all right, in terms of transforming some of the executive works, not everywhere. All right, we saw that various applications of artificial intelligence, certain keywords, terminologies, concepts, right? How particularly AI really, say, with its capabilities of data analysis, decision making, customer service, all right, you can use them in terms of maybe offloading certain human limitations. It provides you with robust maybe decision making capabilities for that matter. And we saw very specifically about, say, how your AI helps, all right, when it comes to, say, project management, right? How your AI really helps in terms of very particularly, say, with respect to product development. We spoke about artificial intelligence, very particularly helping you with, say, customer, say, facing roles for that matter. So whether it's technologies like NLP, chatbots, right? Say, your sentiment analysis, predictive analysis, whether it's with respect to various tools that help you to design your products, come with strategies, design insights, and so on. So you will see that artificial intelligence revamping the way your work, your say your colleagues or maybe you as an individual have been working for that matter. And finally, we ended about talking about that immutable ledger, which has been shared on the virtual network, where you can keep track of your valuable transactions and assets on the assets very specifically with that of blockchain for that matter. And we saw that PVC for all your business processes, business transactions very specifically. All right, how your blockchain can be crucial for that matter. There you can win the trust, you can ensure the safety and the security, and definitely, right, you can keep track of each of your business processes to take things further ahead.
Thank you, Gino. That was most informative. And I know everyone's looking forward to the Q&A session, so go ahead and start putting your questions in the questions panel. And while you're doing that, I'd like to pass the presentation rights over to Neha Kumari, our product marketing manager, who's going to introduce you to our wonderful and amazing promotions and webinar related courses.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Tracy, for allowing me this opportunity to talk to our audience today. So, as you all can see here, this is the event handout that you all may have received. Once again, we thank you for taking out the time and joining our masterclass today. Before we proceed, it's worth mentioning that Netcom Learning has been awarded as one among the top 20 learning services company by trainingindustry.com for the third year in a row. We're in the training industry for over 26 years now and have serviced over 80% of the Fortune 1000 companies. Overall, we have trained 1 million plus professionals across 40,000 enterprises and we have also received recommendations from more than 96% of our customers. All our AI Search trainings are delivered by AI Search certified trainers. We have a pool of over 3,300 certified instructors who are active in their domains, bringing to you the latest knowledge and best practices, ensuring that you are on top of what is happening in the industry. We are your one stop solution for all your corporate upskilling needs with official training across every major technology and business solution provider. Netcom Learning is an authorized training partner for more than 90 plus reputed vendors like Microsoft, AWS, Google Cloud, AI Search, AC Council, and more. Now, within this handout, you can find this particular page where you can find the session recording. You can use the link to access the recording for today's session and revisit the concepts that you may have doubts with or need more clarifications that are covered in today's masterclass. All the participants of this webinar will also be given access to our Netcom 365 portal. It is our student portal that includes a lot of features and resources for you to take advantage of. All you need to do if you're accessing it for the first time is set up your password and then you're good to go. We highly recommend everyone to explore our learning portal to take full advantage of all the skilling resources that are available within this platform. Now, let's quickly take a look at some of the latest offers on AI search trainings and certifications. Now, as you can see, these are the recommended courses that we have for AI certs. Our AI search courses have been divided based on roles. So we highly recommend everyone to click on these links. All of these are hyperlinked. Pick the item that you want to explore and you will be redirected to the official documentation that we have on these particular courses. Also, please note that all the courses that are delivered by Netcom Learning are delivered by subject matter experts. You get additional perks like 180 days access to virtual labs. Also, you get access to 90 days to the class recordings to revisit any concepts that you may like. You get full access to our Netcom 365 portal, as well as you can repeat the classes free of cost within a specified duration if you want to revisit any topic or you couldn't attend the class for the first time. We also have a couple of resources mapped here for your easy access, including the upcoming free events and blogs. We highly recommend you to explore these as well as you gain more comprehensive knowledge on our offerings. We're currently offering a complimentary AI executive training to all our learners. While this is complimentary, it is limited for a short time. Priced initially for $9.95, this is available right now free of cost for all executives and decision makers across all organizations. Click on this link and enroll now to understand how strategic decision making can be enhanced with AI and how you can take your organization to lead in today's digital era. All the trainings are delivered by our top rated trainers, and you get a complimentary skilling plan consultation with our learning consultants, allowing you to get clarity on which specific courses are needed to be taken by your team. In case you're a large organization or an organization that is spread across geographies or have multiple business units within the same organization, the skilling needs get quite complicated. And this is where our learning passport is here to help you. Basically, you park all your training funds with us for 12 months, and within these 12 months, you get exceptional value on all the funds that you invest, right up to 100% increase of your fund value is what you can experience with our Learning Passport. And these funds are flexible. With Learning Passport, you get the additional flexibility that for one particular course, you can pick one particular learner, and for another, you can use the same training dollars for another course. This is basically giving you unlimited access to our entire authorized training portfolio, which has more than 4,000 courses. S- So, we highly recommend you to check this out if you have such skilling requirements. This is an ideal solution for you to park all your training funds and make sure you get the ultimate value all year round. Along with these, you also get additional access to courses and certifications, other free virtual events, blogs, and you can also access our promotional offers on our website. With this, I'd like to thank everyone. Do follow us on our social handles, and we hope to see you in our next sessions. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks so much for guiding us through that information, Neha.
And now we're going to go ahead and jump right into our question and answer session.
The first question we have today is, how does AI help in terms of product management? And can you suggest such tools in the market?
So interesting. Okay, so when it comes to product management, I did talk about, say, the various facets of, say, how really AI can be helpful in those levels. For example, see, I just discussed some of the facets here. Okay, there are much more, all right. But yes, very typically when it comes to a product management perspective, right, you will have this the core task of maybe generating the insights. You want to get read what strategies can be deployed when it comes to developing new products and making it available for general public for that matter. So, of course, with the comprehensive capabilities of artificial intelligence when it comes to data analysis, when it comes to maybe again fetching informations across wide variety of data sources, unearthing its correlations, and so on. So you will see that AI can be used in those levels. You can use again AI when it comes to say designing, right? Maybe say your products, your tools, your there are a bunch of say different tools and say there are a lot of say applications nowadays that are available that help you to maybe model your products, design your products as such on there. And to be frank and to be say very much precise, they are integrating AI capabilities coming into role play, right? You have these certain models, certain say tools that really integrates the capabilities of artificial intelligence on those levels. And finally, maybe say if one of the tasks is that of maybe the engineering based task accordingly, all right, whenever you want to try, whenever you want to test certain tools around there, right, mitigate any particular risk around it from the engineering perspective or automation and all, you have say again they can be done. Say you can use artificial intelligence on those levels. If you can suggest a tool like Dwell, okay, a tool like Dwell is something that you can think about. All right, that which I can really think about that can be considered on those levels. Again, offering you with various capabilities in product management, you can think on those levels for the matter being. Uh, I hope that answered your question.
Let's take another question. Do you think I'd be able to get desired results from AI tools, especially by supplying prompts?
I would say that a very good see. Though it was not in the scope of this particular session. Uh, but yes, we understood some facets with respect to prompt engineering. Am I right? So, of course, prompts really play a crucial role. Of course, the underlying LLM, the training, there are different ways to achieve efficacy when it comes to the responses generated. All right. We have the REG, we have fine tuning, but yes. Okay, from a very basic standpoint, if you have an understanding of the data, if you have an understanding of what you want to generate out, if you can specify that, you can bring that idea into the prompts, definitely you should be able to definitely generate valid and accurate responses. So yes, I would say that your prompts really, really do play a crucial role when it comes to generating for responses from your NLP based tools as such and all that.
The last question for today is blockchain a separate technology from AI?
So I said, I did discuss on what AI is all about, right? Because in your and what blockchain stands for. So your blockchain offers what a secure, a very what a discrete, a transparent database where you can store information about transactions and assets for that matter. Whereas what AI does is that AI offers you a model which tries to mimic what certain problem solving capabilities of human mind for that matter. But yes, what you can do is you as a technocrat, maybe say you will see that in the days ahead, you will see a handshake coming in for that matter. So you can use blockchain whenever you want to improve the maybe say with as you integrate it with artificial intelligence, all right. Whenever you want to say improve or maybe say ensure the trustworthiness of your data resources for that matter. Because in AI, you're fetching data, your models are fetching data from different data sources. Am I right? And you can use them or maybe say take things accordingly. So you can use blockchain, all right, when it comes to pulling the data accordingly from data sources. You can increase the speed of your AI operations, all right, by connecting it to the right model. You can automate it by your smart contracts for that matter. So you can help, you can get, say, you can make use of blockchain and AI when it comes to building, organizing big databases, all right, um, protocols when it comes to ensuring the security. And of course, you can also ensure as they both make a handshake, you will see that, okay, you can perform tasks very quickly, very rapidly, what you couldn't have done earlier for that matter. Okay, in terms of maybe healthcare, maybe think about any domain for that matter. All right, you will see that these both technologies really, really be working on those levels for that matter. Okay, so I hope that answered the question. All right, when it comes to is blockchain a separate? Yes, it's a separate way But yes, it makes a crossover, maybe a handshake, again bringing in a lot of benefits and potentials on those levels.
Once again, I want to remind you that as you leave the session today, you will be presented with a short survey. We would like to request for you to help us by taking a quick moment to participate in that survey. Your feedback really helps us understand your learning experience as we are constantly looking at how we can improve our future sessions. The survey answers are measured on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 representing outstanding and 1 representing poor. We want to thank all of you for joining us today. And if you do come up with any additional questions, feel free to send them to webinar@netcomlearning.com at any time. We hope that you found today's webinar informative, and we look forward to seeing you back here with us soon. Feel free to tell your friends and colleagues about our webinars and other courses. Have a great day, everyone.